In today's episode, we're going to be reacting to some of the creepiest and craziest videos I found on TikTok. Let's get into it.
You know what's crazy? This fire has now become the most destructive in LA history. Already 2,000 homes and buildings destroyed, 400,000 homes without power, and is now the most destructive in history. So I'm sure you've seen the footage that's been emerging recently. The scenes are just horrendous. You don't know what's actually caused this. Well, this is what's believed to be the reasoning. Essentially, when the cooler weather combines with very strong winds. But what's actually happened is there's been a few fires. It's not like one giant fire. You can see on this map right here where each of the fires actually is in relation to LA. And they are wiping through the city, causing absolute havoc, as I mentioned. Really, there's also over 7,500 firefighters at the scene, even though the fire is 0% contained at this current point. So you've just got to think about these guys as well. However, as it leaches more into the city, people are getting worried that it is going to be destroying very famous landmarks. You can see around the Hollywood sign. People are saying about the Dolby Theatre, where the Oscars are held, and many, many other places around the city, of course. There's been hundreds of thousands of evacuations, so anybody that is there, we're sending our prayers right now. If you are there or know anybody that's there, please stay safe. We don't know how this is going to develop, but hopefully they manage to contain it soon, but I'll keep you updated.
Hey, for anyone that has to go through that, I hope the best for you because that just sounds awful. It looks horrible.
Maybe the truth about the Jersey drone is closer than we think. In 1964, Socorro, New Mexico, Officer Lonnie Zamora was in pursuit of a speeding car when something strange in the sky caught his eye. A blinding blue flash lit up the horizon, turned off the road, followed the mysterious light. What he stumbled upon would haunt him for the rest of his life. At a dry creek bed, Zamora saw a metallic, oval-shaped craft resting on tripod-like landing gear. Its surface gleamed in the desert sun, marked with a strange red symbol, and then, as if the scene wasn't surreal enough, two small figures emerged, dressed in white coveralls, their movements quick and deliberate. Before Zamora could react, the beings vanished, and the craft roared to life. A blue flame shot from its underside as it lifted off, hovering momentarily before disappearing over the mesa with incredible speed. In its wake, the ground was scorched, strange landing marks burned into the earth. Investigators who arrived at the scene were left baffled. They couldn't identify the object or explain the events. Some speculated it was a secret military experiment. Others believed it was something far more extraordinary. To this day, the Socorro UFO incident remains one of the most credible and chilling encounters in history. What do you think Zamora witnessed that night? Could it have been an early prototype of the drone technology over New Jersey skies, or something not of this world? What do you believe? For the full story and much more, come say hello on YouTube.
Have you heard Nikola Tesla's theory on the pyramids? He believed that it was from an ancient civilization, predating what Egyptologists, is that a thing? He says that these pyramids were actually used as basically giant generators to harness electricity. But you seen those hieroglyphics of where down, and it's really far down in a cavern or something in Egypt, and there's hieroglyphics of them with light bulbs and stuff, and it's connected to
a generator.
Yeah, well, it's it's a clay jar that had tar and a metal rod in it.
Yeah.
That would act as a battery to where you could generate electricity.
How in the world? Are you telling me the pyramids are just one big solar panel?
That's what I'm saying. That's what Tesla said. So
Nikola, thank you.
And that's why they wanted him gone, because he knew how to find a sustainable form of energy.
He said, we don't need a power grid. We don't need wires for transporting electricity. It can just be sent out to homes, through the atmosphere. He figured it out and got shot down.
Who knows? Maybe the pyramids are just the second part of a greater tool. Maybe an alien spacecraft lands on a pyramid or hovers above a pyramid, and it allows that spacecraft to charge. It's a really interesting theory that I like to play with.
Today, we're going to figure out if some of these celebrities are actually twins, the same person, or not related at all.
Ready?
All right, so up first we go, whoa, what the? Anyways, my bad. Today we have Zena LaVey and Taylor Swift. Now, she's the daughter of the Anton LaVey. The guy that started the Church of Satan in 1966. But back to his daughter and Taylor, man, they look so eerily just related, maybe? A lot of people say, oh, that's Taylor's real mom, but I'm not sure about all that. I'm just alleging all this, and they're probably two different people that never even seen each other. Now, Lady Gaga and Amy Winehouse, y'all must admit the similarities are striking. But then there's pictures of them where they look nothing alike at all, dude. But a lot of them, they say they played the same character, different characters, yada, yada, yada. Sure makes you wonder, don't it? What about Demi Moore and Courtney Cox, dude? Look at the top one, man. Look at the similarities. I mean, the eye colors, you can use color contacts. You never know, dude. Or you have, like, pictures of them together. I couldn't find any of Lady Gaga and Amy Winehouse together. I'm not saying they never were together, but I couldn't find any. So what do y'all think? Same person or different? Same person or different? Same person or different?
Some of these celebrities do actually look really identical.
What is the oldest version of the Bible or the stories in the Bible? Is it the Dead Sea Scrolls or are there older versions?
The Dead Sea Scrolls are the oldest of the Old Testament. So when they were discovered, so they were discovered in 1946 to 1957. And at that point, during their discovery, they pushed back a lot of our previous oldest manuscripts 1,000 years, which was a big deal.
How old are they?
They're anywhere between the 3rd century BC and the 1st century BC. So it's kind of tricky because the Dead Sea Scrolls they're like a library that we refer to. So it's approximately 970 documents, but it's distributed out between 10,000 and 11,000 fragments. So there's a lot going on there, right? So, and some of these, I mean, are so fragmentary that you look at them and it's like confetti. Because they're, 3,000 years old. Well, not quite that. They're like 2,000 plus years old. Right?
Animal skins too, right?
Yeah, well, all sorts of things. Animal skins, papyri, and then some of them are actually done on copper. Really? They're like inscribed in copper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one of the coolest ones. Actually, this relates because I know you're a Marco Allegro guy. The first time I was introduced to Marco Allegro was not his Sacred Mushroom and the Cross stuff, but he published a book on what's called the Copper Scroll, because part of the Dead Sea Scroll fragments is this inscribed document on copper, which is an ancient treasure map.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Online?
Yeah, Jamie, pull up the... Hey!
There it is. Wow.
Yeah. So it's in Hebrew, and it is wild. So it has these sites where it says buried treasure is found.
Whoa.
And there have been a number of guys who have tried to like look for it. And so
Does it say what the treasure is?
you know what? Off the top of my head, I don't know.
How
But
would you not know that?
no, I know, right? And so, but the Dead Sea Scrolls, so it's like stuff like this. It's papyri, it's animal skins, and it's a number of different languages. So the vast majority of it is in Hebrew, but there's also a lot in Aramaic and then Greek and in Nabatean. So it's like an umbrella term to describe a whole bunch of literature. So a lot of it is biblical because it was written by this group out in the desert called the Essenes who lived at Qumran. So, but then other stuff of it is just, it's just Jewish literature of various stripes that were hidden in caves all around the Dead Sea.
So the scrolls, as it were, aren't all biblical. Some of them is just a counting of the times.
Yeah. Oh, Jamie looked it up. 65 tons of gold and 26 tons of silver.
65 tons.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. How many Cuban links can you make out of that?
You can see why someone would try to track that down.
Boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when we're talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls, like you have ones like the Great Isaiah Scroll, which is fully complete. Like it's a copy of the book of Isaiah, and it's a full complete scroll. But then other ones are so fragmentary that we think they're written in Hebrew, but we can't actually tell.
Oh wow.
Because no one's willing to like piece these, and this is true for a lot of stuff. So the largest grouping of papyri literature in the world is the Oxyrhynchus collection, which we get a good portion of our oldest manuscripts of the New Testament from. But if you go to Oxford and you look at the Oxyrhynchus collection, and you pull out that drawer, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, and you're like,
right.
Like most of it is untranslated, untranscribed, because the amount of man hours that it would just take to even put it together, never mind then go to the effort of transcribing and translating it. And most people are not willing to do that.
So when you say the book of Isaiah is intact, how similar is it to the book of Isaiah that's in the Bible?
So that one is fascinating. So this isn't true for all of the Dead Sea Scrolls, but when we discovered the Great Isaiah Scroll, previous to that, the earliest copy of Isaiah that we had was in the Masoretic text, which is in the Middle Ages.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was literally 1,000 years. We literally pushed back our understanding of Isaiah 1,000 years. And the thing that really shocked scholars, like I said, this isn't true for all of the Dead Sea Scrolls, but one of the things that shocked them about Isaiah was that it was word for word identical to the Masoretic text.
Word for word.
Word for word.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that
So
it
this
right
is the Great
there?
Isaiah Scroll. So if you go to Israel and
Wait,
you go...
is that papyrus?
Yes. No, I think that one is vellum.
What is vellum?
So I should be more specific. So parchment is animal skin. Vellum can be used synonymously with the term parchment. Technically, parchment is like baby animal skin, like calves or lambs. But this is the Great Isaiah Scroll, and you can see like they stitch together the parchment because it's so long.
God, it's so beautiful.
That was actually really cool. I'm probably gonna get a copyright strike on this video because I played a Joe Rogan clip, but I really did want to see that. That was pretty neat. And I guess that leads me to a couple of questions for the bits of scrolls and literature that they have that they can't really identify because people just don't want to take the time to put it all together. What if they had AI do that? What if they took a bunch of very high detailed pictures of all of the stuff and it did it? The question is would it be trustworthy and or would it be believable? Would you trust it if AI did that? That would be something that I would like to know. Let me know in the comments. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the show, give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. For everyone that's currently watching and or subscribed, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I would also like to give a special shout out to all of my members. So to everyone that you see on the screen, thank you guys so much for being a member and supporting my channel as well.
This is Melody, and she's one of our companion robots. The best part about her is that in 30 seconds, we can swap a face out with a new one in, and that changes the way she talks, the way she interacts with people, everything. So you can see her face right behind you. It's on the table.
Your face is on the table?
Yeah, there's another one on the table.
Here? Yes. Feel free to touch it. Okay, let me just...
That makes me feel a little
Okay,
uncomfortable.
oh wow. Feels soft, very soft. Okay, so that's her face, and this is Melody here.
Yeah, not only that, she has a lot of facial expressions. So right now she's at neutral, but we can make her surprised. We can make her smile. And the one that everyone loves is her just being angry. And in 30 seconds, as I said, we can completely change the robot, the way she walks, the way she talks. She cannot walk right now, but the animations, we have individual motors in her fingers right now. You can see those moving. And you can see the skin as well. It's pretty realistic over here, the skin. And the motors.
Okay.
So she can mimic knuckles. And she has speakers and microphone inside, but right now we're just using the iPad because it's CES, there's a lot of noise. And you can introduce, so she can talk. So...
Hello there. I'm Melody, your delightful companion from Realbotics, here to make your CES 2025 experience a bit more interesting.
And with customizable faces, imagine her greeting you at reception at theme parks, right? So you can completely change the person you're talking to every time. And you can also check out her vision model.
How can I add
So she can look at you, she can recognize you, and she can follow you around. And she can also smile, and when she locks into you, she'll recognize who you are. So we see her being at theme parks. She can, also our AI is based on companionship. So the more you talk to her, the more you interact with her, she'll get to know more about you.
How about you?
I don't know. That's pretty disturbing. I don't think that I would feel very comfortable if I was greeted by that walking into a store. I mean, if they're just trying to replace people with robots, at least make them look like robots. There's no reason why they have to look like people, or humans rather. And I don't even want to get started on the comments on this video. There's a lot of weird comments going on.
This is going to be a very long video. Prep yourselves. You're going to get a lot of knowledge out of this, including the Nephilim knowledge that they tempted the humans with in order for the humans to worship the Nephilim. I know, it's a lot. Prepare yourselves for the ride. First off, I'm going to preface, this technology is not demonic. God created this technology and put it on this earth for a reason. The Nephilim were just the first to use it. This technology is only demonic if you are using it with the heart posture of a demonic person. You guys are going to explode once you realize how simple and cool and in front of our faces this was the whole time. I'll give you a little sneak peek of what it is. This is it. This is it. There's a lot that goes into this, but this is it. Also going to be showing you guys all the things that I tested with it to make sure that it works. Side note, it works. Let's get into it. Worship Jesus, the Son of God, and Jesus only. Let's do it. Fallen angels came down to earth, cohabitated with the women of the earth, had this half-breed thing called the Nephilim. Those were the giants of those days. That is what is seen in Genesis. That's why God had to flood the earth. Because that Nephilim blood, the half-breed fallen angel thing, the Nephilim blood was everywhere. It was tainting the human genetics. Those Nephilim, because they were descendants of the fallen angels, they had a crap ton of knowledge. They tempted humans with that knowledge in exchange for them getting worshipped by the humans. It was just a pretty much big FU to God. They were the ones who built the pyramids. Surprise! How else do you think you're going to build a big pyramid? You're going to need giants. Giants with a lot of knowledge. Or just a lot of slaves. Now I'm going to get into what the pyramids are made of, why they work, and what they do. The pyramid is primarily made up of limestone. The insides of the pyramid, though, every single room is primarily made up of granite. Granite is primarily made up of quartz. Each room inside of the pyramid is airtight. Why would that be? It's to pressurize the quartz in the granite walls. When you pressurize quartz, it releases negative ions, which can actually preserve organic material. Yep, the pyramids were just one huge organic material preserver. My theory, this could be wrong, is that the Nephilim were trying to preserve dead bodies so that their spirit could inhabit them when they die, so they'd pretty much live forever on Earth. I don't know if they were successful or not. I don't care about the Nephilim. They can go heck off. So, I tested out myself. The resin is supposed to mimic the organic material being the limestone. Inside of this, there's a crap ton of iron filings, just metal dust, copper filings, and a lot of quartz. Quartz, metal, resin. This is actually the exact dimensions of the Pyramid of Giza. You see those lines in the middle of the sides? That is technically another side. So this is an 8-sided pyramid, just like the Pyramid of Giza. So, to test this out, I hung half of banana over this pyramid, and the other half I hung on the other side of the room. This is the results after 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The banana that was hanging over the pyramid was completely preserved on the inside. Yes, the outside was crusty, but the inside, it was literally like if you were to peel a green banana open, that's what you would see. The one that wasn't hanging over the pyramid, it was rotten, it was moldy, it was gross. This stuff works. This can also prevent EMF signals, so if you put it by your Wi-Fi, it can dumb down the EMF signals because those can harm you over long periods of time. Just put it under my bed though. It's preserving my organs. Anyways, I hope you guys got something out of this. All that stuff is very real technology. Use it for the betterment of the kingdom of heaven. That is it. With that being said, if you guys are curious about like wanting to make one, I have a video somewhere on my TikTok. It's explaining like how to exactly make the pyramid step by step. It's like everything you need to know. And then all the ingredients, because so many of you have asked, I made a link tree with every single ingredient in like an Amazon shopping cart or whatever. Go to my link tree, check out the Amazon. I'm only doing this because you guys asked. I would have never done this without like anybody asking me to. Because you guys are so curious, I've done that. If you need the recipe, go check out one of my TikTok videos. I might pin it. And if you need the ingredients, go to the link in my bio. I hate saying that, but go to the link in my bio, then go to the Amazon, and you'll see all the ingredients you need. You have to use those specific ones. I've done so many trial and errors. Those are the only ones that have worked. I hope you guys use this wisely.
Hey, I have to say, he actually had a couple of really good theories about the pyramids being made to possibly preserve life, or at least the bodies. That was a pretty cool one. I like that. And as far as the Organite pyramids go, I have 3 Organite pyramids here in the office. I actually kind of miss having them in the house. I feel like the positive effects, I know that sounds really crazy, but I do feel like they give off a positive effect for certain. See, this is one of them right here, if I can get it in focus. See, this is one of them right here. It's got quartz, copper, and all different kinds of shaved metals in it. And that goes for this one as well. It's just got black quartz in it. And this is probably one of my more favorite ones because I like the copper wire formed to look like a tree with the quartz on top. It's really neat. And for anyone that's interested in the Organite pyramids and what he was talking about as far as how do you create them, I left his link in the description down below. It's the 7th link in the description. I can definitely say that Organite pyramids, in my opinion, I do like them. I do think that they work. Whether it's a placebo or not, I really don't know, but I do feel like I have a better experience with life when they're around me. So that's my honest review of it.
The following video is from a witness with the handle name of That Man Ox. On January 6, 2025 in San Francisco, California, he noticed something odd while he was out walking near the Golden Gate Bridge, and that was this intense fog, which is pretty normal for San Francisco, but it's what that fog brings that has him questioning everything. Keep in mind, this is a daily walk for him. He's there every single day and has never heard the sound emitting from the fog. It's not a siren, it's not a ship, it's something different that he states he's never heard before. Take a look at this footage.
Never heard this noise in my life here. Nothing in the sky. Fog came in, covered the bridge. All of a sudden something wants to hide behind this fog and be loud and crazy sounding. On this bridge every day.
That is a low vibration, that's for sure.
Any idea how much the cosmetics industry is worth? Like, do you ever stop to think about what the hell these corporations are putting in these products?
Every goddamn day, Ian. Every goddamn day. Now Ian goes on to talk about all the chemicals that they have. The only one that I really know about is lauryl sulfate, the shit that makes your hair fall out, the shampoo. We're going to talk about strictly the moisturizer, because what people don't understand is when you shower, you're showering in a vat of chemicals, right? And your body, your skin is the body's largest organ. So you're soaking up all these chemicals, sealing your pores, and the pores on your body are what excrete the toxins. So you guys are showering in this vat of chemicals, sealing off your pores that are supposed to excrete the toxins from your body, then layering on this petroleum-based moisturizer that does not moisturize you, leaves your skin drier, so you have to come back and reuse it, and you guys think that you're hydrating your skin with this petroleum-based moisturizer that is drying out your skin, and that's why you have to keep using it over and over and over. And then, this is why I don't trust or believe anyone anymore. Everyone's like, oh, coconut oil, it clogs your pores. Listen, it does not, all right? This is why people do the coconut swish, because it pulls the toxins out of your mouth. Yeah, it's supposed to be, oh, they pull it out of your teeth. No, the real reason that you do the mouth swish with coconut oil is because it pulls the toxins out of your tongue, all right? In case you didn't know. So, when you put coconut oil on your skin, it is pulling these toxins out. That is why people break out, because coconut oil is antifungal, antimicrobial, antibacterial, antiparasitic. So many health benefits. But it's terrible for you and it clogs your pores. No, it's pulling out the toxins that you have sealed in your pores because you guys all use petroleum-based skincare products. None of it makes sense. Like, this is a great example. That's why I talked about doing the mouth swish with the coconut water. It literally, everyone knows, it pulls the toxins out of your mouth. That's what it's doing to your skin. It's not clogging your pores, it is trying to heal you.
I have heard about the coconut swish, and I think I've been recommended that by a few subscribers of mine, actually. Let me know in the comments. How do you guys feel about coconut oil, coconut scrub, things like that? Let me know. And also, if you have any recommendations for deep mouth cleaning or super teeth whitening, please let me know on that as well. I'm always looking for some of the best and most efficient ways and healthiest ways as well to clean my mouth.
Why do you never hear about the battles for Antarctica? Whenever people talk about the South Pole conspiracies, they always focus on these weird pyramid-like structures or the oddities of the Antarctica Peace Treaty, which I admit, super weird that smack dab in the middle of the Cold War, all of the global powers, including US and Russia, all decided to have a peace treaty, but no one ever talks about why that peace treaty was necessary in the first place. The most important figure in understanding the weirdness of Antarctica is this dude right here, Admiral Byrd. You may have heard of him already if you've gone down the Antarctica rabbit hole. And fun fact about him, in 1926, he was the first dude to fly over the North Pole, and then in 1929, he decided to run it back again, got funding from Rockefeller and Ford, and flew over the South Pole. After various expeditions to Antarctica, they started to notice really weird stuff happening with their technology. Things were going weird with their electrical power, radios, telegraphs, you name it, weird stuff was happening in Antarctica. And because of all of that, they decided to have an international polar year where they can focus global efforts on researching these anomalies. So they send this guy back to the South Pole where he builds the first inland research center. Where things start to get really weird is just before the start of the Cold War, where this guy, based on his vast experience not only in the South Pole but also military background, goes to the US government, primarily the military, and says, hey guys, this continent is a logistical nightmare for us. Strategically, if our enemies gain control of Antarctica, we are not going to do well. They will be able to launch attacks very easily on us with little to no detection. Based on his assessment, the US military greenlights something called Operation High Jump, where they send 4,700 men, 13 ships, and 33 airplanes to the continent of Antarctica to train for war. Operation High Jump ended early in a super weird way, and we're not even going to get into that right now because the problem is the Americans weren't the only ones with a military presence on this continent, which brings us to Hope Bay, where the Argentinians got into a conflict with the UK and actually fired shots at them. The UK responded naturally by sending warships to Hope Bay. Argentina decides to leave some men on an island off of Hope Bay, appropriately named Deception Island, and a month later the UK sends Marines there and captures those men and then patrols the waters around this area for 3 more months. With all of this going on and the Cold War heating up, multiple countries continue building research facilities in Antarctica, which only increases tension. Finally, Eisenhower calls a conference which eventually leads to the Antarctica Peace Treaty, which is the first arms control peace treaty of the entire Cold War. And right now, currently, 46 countries, which equates to about 80% of the entire world's population, have all signed on to this peace treaty. I have no clue what's actually going on in Antarctica, but I'm pretty sure that there is more to the story than these bits and pieces that we get from the official narrative.
Not bad. Ooh. That's nice. That's nice. Whew. Honestly, I don't even know how this video got into my favorites, so there's that.
I've been digging through these old maps and something keeps popping up. Dragons. Why is that? Why does nearly every culture on Earth have stories about dragons? It's strange. And these stories aren't isolated. They are everywhere, forming a sort of shared myth across the world. When we talk about dragons today, we think about them as pure fantasy. But ancient explorers and historians didn't. To them, these dragons were real. They wrote about them, they named them, they battled them. I want to move forward about 1700 years to discuss the traveler and famous trader Marco Polo. This is the Fra Mauro map created in the mid-15th century. It's one of the most comprehensive and detailed world maps of the time. It charted everything from Europe to Asia to Africa and parts of Russia. This here is Europe, and this is Asia, and this here is Africa. Now let me flip this map around so it makes a little bit more sense. Marco Polo was said to have seen dragons somewhere in this region, what we now call Indonesia or Malaysia. Were they just making these things up, or is there more to the story?
The following video is from a man named Josh Megg, and honestly, I'm going to have to leave this completely up to you to decide what the heck is going on. There's a lot of people who don't like to say they're conspiracy theorists or don't believe in conspiracies, but yet things just don't add up. Take a look at what he captured, what appears to be snow, not acting like snow. And we need an explanation. Is this normal? Does snow collect around salt like this? It looks like a molecule on the ground. People are saying there's smart dust and smart fog out there, so is this smart snow? You tell me.
Is it just me, or does it seem kind of strange? Because salt is supposed to dissolve the snow. Why is the snow only surrounding the particles of salt? But there's no snow anywhere else. Is the snow barricading in the salt so it can't do its job? What the hell? Salt is supposed to dissolve the snow. Why is the snow only surrounding the particles of salt?
Can someone please explain to me what the fuck this is? At first I thought it was a snail trail on the outside of my window, but the closer you get to it, it looks fucking weird, man.
Scaly.
It looks scaly, yeah. What on earth has done that to the outside of my window?
I don't know what that could be. It does look scaly. Huh.
Leave your comments in the comments.
Yeah, let me know what you guys think that is.
People are freaking out realizing what happened on this film. Whatever you do, do not watch it. There's a lot of disturbing films out there you've probably all heard about. The reason this is so disturbing is because it's real and because of what happened. This movie released in 1980 and was instantly banned in many countries. Essentially found footage. They find this tape which contains all of these videos on it which are messed up. I'm going to say the name, it will get taken down, but that's it. Shortly after the movie came out, the director was arrested and actually charged. Let me explain. Basically, the movie was so realistic, the scenes in it actually looked like it was real life. Now, I'm not going to talk about the things that happened, but you can probably guess it's pretty brutal. There's lots of things that involve animals, humans, and stuff I can't even talk about. When it came out, many critics and people viewing it thought it was genuinely real. Rogetto Diodato, the director, was arrested and eventually actually charged with murder, saying that he had actually unalived the crew who were the actors in the film. They were able to prove that all of the people who were in the film, the actors, etc., were perfectly fine and he was let off. It was a film, no one was actually unalived. But unfortunately, the things that happened to animals in the film was real, like they were actually extremely harmed during the making of the film. Some problems there, and this has of course caused a lot of controversy over the years. A lot of people still say that this movie is cursed, and if you watch it, you're watching real stuff happen. It's definitely an extremely disturbing watch, so.
It's definitely a brutal film, that's for sure. And I'm definitely glad that we've moved from the time where we no longer harm animals in the making of movies, because we've done some nasty things to animals for movies.
After writing down my dreams for 30 years, I finally figured out how to unlock the messages. I'm Delisa, the dream doula for women, and guess. After writing down my dreams for 30 years, I finally figured out how to unlock the messages. I'm Delisa, the dream doula for women, and guess what, ladies? What you're dreaming about at night tells you something. I used to just write down my dreams and go, huh, that's weird. I'll read that later. Now I have a clear method of how I write down my dreams, and it includes what's happening when I'm awake. So I write down what day it is, where I am in the world, what's happening, basically what I'm worried about during my waking life, what I'm concerned about. Then the dream. And if I don't get the message right then when I write it down, I do a few days later or a few months later. A few months later, boom! The whole message is clear.
Much of the world went to hell between yesterday and today. We had this massive earthquake in Nepal where 95 people have passed away so far. There's about 130 people that are injured just so far. And the thing is, they're reading 7.1 to 7.5. And this thing did some major damage. There's videos everywhere where you can see buildings broken, things just moving, huge buildings moving. We're about to go to Mecca in a minute, but don't forget that in Ethiopia, we've been having non-stop earthquakes, as well as in California. And of course, the warnings we also have about the undersea volcano over there on the west coast. And this is in Mecca from today. I'm about to show you some crazy ones from yesterday. A very prophetic place because, you know, the worship of the Black Cube. This again is also Mecca. You know, we've seen so many plague type deals in Mecca. Also Mecca. And, you know, I believe it was last year when we had that huge plague of locusts all over, you know, downtown Mecca where that big cube is. Wonder if there's a connection. Then we have California getting ready for massive fires because they're having hurricane force winds without hurricanes. And episode 2 of our live series starts in about 1 hour. Crazy stuff. Let me know below if I missed anything.
I really hope the best for everyone that's going through these hard times. This is like the world's out to get everyone right now.
Scientists were shocked to find mutant sharks inside of an erupting volcano. These sharks were released into the ocean. This is 100% true. It was covered by National Geographic, CNN, and other reliable news sources. NASA is calling it Sharkcano. So now there are these like hot lava mutant sharks in our ocean. These are photos from Smithsonian's magazine, but you can see they've been previously living under the ocean inside the volcano. And not only that, they've been in this like hot, acidic environment for a very long time. Now that the volcano has erupted, these sharks have just spread across the ocean. They're everywhere now. We don't know the difference between the regular sharks and the volcano sharks. This is the first time scientists have ever seen anything like this before. Did Shark Boy and Lava Girl come together or something? People are saying these sharks are heat-proof and might have other special abilities that we don't know about yet. We haven't been able to like capture any to like test any yet. But honestly, I don't know if we should be messing around with the Sharkcano sharks. Maybe that's just me.
I never thought this would happen in our lifetime, but they finally did it. World's first actual cryopreservation facility, like literally straight out of a sci-fi movie. And since y'all always come after me about my sources, this lovely man is Hashim Al-Gaili. He's a scientist that I followed for a long time. 2 hours ago, he posted this on Instagram. It is a very long video. If you want to go watch him, this is his account name. He is working alongside in developing the actual facility with a Dr. Alex Zaronikov. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm sorry, Dr. Alex. We'll give him a little face promo too. There you go, Dr. Alex. Anyways, these two scientists are saying that they are proud to introduce Time Shift, the world's first cryopreservation facility designed to extend human lifespans while preserving biological integrity. The concept for this facility is so brilliant. They lay it all out, step by step, how it works. And the science is there, like it makes sense. Now it's just a matter of making the facility and getting everything in order. I think would probably be quite expensive. For those who don't want to watch the video and just want a quick summary, they're using a bunch of gases, electromagnetic fields, and temperatures almost negative 200 degrees Celsius. They're preserving your body in these little pods, which they're claiming will keep your body preserved for months, decades, or even centuries, and preserve your organs as well. You see that right there? That is your consciousness. We can thank AI for that. Let me know your guys' thoughts. How much do you think this is going to cost?
I don't know if I really trust it or if I would even trust believing in what they're saying to be true about having our conscious downloaded onto a little chip. That's just scary. And not to mention, what if time still goes for you while you're unconscious? What if you are actually still aware and conscious, but completely paralyzed, like if you were in sleep paralysis? That would also be very terrifying. The concept is cool for multiple reasons. If you're a person that has a uncurable treatment, things like that, I could kind of see this. But still, it would be very scary.
You are not going to hear about this on the news. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but we might now be about to be taxed in the UK. Taxed now, not just on money that you're earning or anything like that, but simply for the air you're breathing. Scientists have recently said that the air we exhale, literally just while breathing, is contributing over 0.01% of the greenhouse gases in the UK. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I mean, it adds up. A lot of people have been saying that we're definitely about to be taxed on this. Are we? Probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised. Scientists have now warned of a major risk of mirror life. So you probably know what mirror life is, but scientists are now saying it could have irreversible consequences far worse than any good it could do. It could lead to untreatable infections that literally can't be cured ever. Turns out brain rot is 100% real. I'm not even joking. They just did a study on someone who was constantly on social media indulging in this sort of content, and the brain activity and even the shape of the brain was completely different after they stopped using it and consuming it for a week and was much more powerful. Oh my days, we are absolutely cooked.
One day they're going to charge us for the air we breathe, literally. I can see something like that happening. It's gonna be a crazy world.
We have a wild video coming out of Palos Verdes, California. This was captured by a man named Rozaman Alvarez on December 27, 2024. He was at a CIF football game when he captured an unidentified object, UFO or drone, in the sky. But what this UFO was doing has captured everybody's attention. What looks to be like a mountain lion being carried off by this UFO. Take a look at this and tell me what you think.
Is that a drone? Yeah. That's a big old drone. Gotta be 5 foot big, right? Right? Oh, let me see. It is an animal.
Looks like an animal dangling.
Looks like a mountain lion. It's like a big old cougar or something.
That could be a hoax that someone was playing with all those people at that football game. It could have been an event at that game. I'm really not sure, but that was something that was not normal. I'm not saying it's aliens or interdimensional, but I'm saying that that was not something that you see every day. Definitely looked like a cat or some kind of animal hanging from Christmas lights maybe. Let me know in the comments. Do you know what this was? Have any thoughts of what it could have been? Let me know in the comments.
He faked his death. What? I don't know how far you would go to punish your kids or just like teach them a lesson, but there's this millionaire and he wanted to teach his kids a lesson about loving him. Now, this is what he did.
Yeah.
He's a rich guy, right? And I think his kids were super spoiled. What he did, he faked his death.
What?
He faked his death
What the fuck?
and made sure all his kids went to the funeral to think about him and how much they actually loved him, how much they cared about him, and how much he was an impact on their life.
Wow.
And during the funeral, there's video too. This is real.
Yeah.
He comes in on a helicopter and like, I'm still alive, y'all.
Yo.
Y'all learn your lesson.
Yo, rich people have too much time on their hands.
That's crazy.
Like, if you think that like the money affected that, like if they're broke, you're more loving of your parents. But it's like, he felt an insecurity because the money.
If you think about it though, do you believe this is my theory?
Yeah.
It takes abnormal lessons to fix abnormal lifestyle.
Dude, y'all check out this snow. So I'm walking, right, and it doesn't sound right. It sounds weird, like plasticky, okay? This snow sounds like plastic. So look at here. We're about to go see. Look, it feels like styrofoam, man. I'm about to get some of this, dude. We're going to go inside. We're going to look at it under a microscope. See, listen to that. Listen. You hear it? Look how weird that looks. Look at that.
Sounds like regular snow to me.
That's weird, man. I'm about to get some samples, dude. Y'all ready? Yeah, it's like little crystalline structures. Look. Look at that. Where y'all think that is right there, man? Look, it's moving. Hold on. Dude, are y'all seeing this? What is this right here? This looks like some kind of like, look at all the little bitty ones moving, dude. Hold on. I just moved it again, and what is this, dude? This looks like some kind of scales. Y'all seeing this? This is some kind of scales. I'm not kidding. Hold on. This is really hard to do, man, with this little microscope. I ain't kidding. Look at that.
I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to the fog and the snow, it's hard to find videos out there of people testing it under a microscope, and I thought maybe we would have had a winner here, but unfortunately this person, I guess, had no way to record their microscope lens, so it really wasn't that still of an image. And what I really would have liked to have seen is people test the fog. That would have been really good.
Alright, so this is our normal basement wall, and then we just found out that it has a hole in here, and it leads to kind of a cave structure. They can go goes really deep in there for God knows how long. But there's water coming down here, forming a puddle. And they don't know how long this thing goes.
Well, for me, I would have to either take some kind of drone through there or a car or something that I can fit a camera through there and go through it, because now I need to know what's in it. That is interesting looking. It was basically in the middle of nowhere. I really have no clue what that could be. If any of you guys out there in Australia know, please let me know. The only guess that I could come up with is some kind of stage hall, but that'll just look like to be in the middle of nowhere to have a stage hall. Unless Australia has their own version of Burning Man and they just go out in the middle of nowhere to party. Let me know in the comments. Oh, wow.
We have a bunch of ridiculous aerial phenomenon as this snowstorm Cora moves in, so let's get into it. By the way, that weird image you saw at the beginning of the video, we're about to get into that too, and yes, it is real. So this right here behind me, this is actually 10 or 11 o'clock at night. You know it gets dark at 5:30 in those Midwestern states where Cora is moving, and it's ridiculously light outside.
I don't know what the going on. Well, I do know what's going on. 10:54 p.m. You can look outside. It's daytime.
That is pretty crazy. And right here we have Cora moving through, and it's going to dump 5, 6, 7, 8 inches of snow on Texas. Back to the aerial phenomenon in a minute. Don't worry, it's not only Texas, all the way on out. And I firmly believe that the blue is going to move way down because we've been seeing it over and over again. This wasn't supposed to happen. All the weather people said that the models were wrong and it would straighten out. Ohio's a mess, by the way. Craziest one. Yeah, I know it's hard to see. Here it is slowed down. I'm about to show you something bizarre inside of it, by the way. But notice how the light hits the ground. What? And then the blurs it leaves behind. Sprites or spiritual phenomenon? Please tell me you see what I see. This is the same thing that you just saw. Just in an image, add details, contrast, etc. Please tell me you see what I see. Let me know. Finally, what auroras in Finland? This is insane.
Wow.
Y'all ready for this snow? Keep looking in the sky.
I took a snow sample last night, dude. This is my microscope findings. Watch this.
Dude, watch these little organisms moving, dude. This was inside the snow. Now, this is zoomed in on like 40x right here. Y'all tell me what on earth this right here is supposed to be, and how is this in the snow, man? I don't know, maybe if we keep looking, like, you can see like little bitty things in there moving. Look. See it? Come on, man.
I mean, there's definitely
and this is
still
like
things that
microscopic,
can
and that little
move in the
thing's
snow.
moving down there. Come on, man. It's gotta be something, dude. Gotta be. Alright, y'all, check it out. This right here is the snow, okay? The video I took last night, I took a snow sample up here in North Carolina. The snow was looking weird, feeling like a close look. This is a little amateur's microscope. But if you look closely, what the heck is that? Those look like scales, man. Don't they? Hold on. Let me just look. Alright, look at this right here, y'all. This is that snow. Now y'all tell me what on earth this is.
Okay, real question. I need help telling me what this is. Like a geologist or something. I found this in my yard probably like 10, 15 years ago, I'd say. And like, look how it just glows. I don't know what it is. And I've thrown it down there on the concrete, and some of it broke, but it really didn't break. But
looks like glass.
Just someone tell me what it is.
I own an Etsy shop, and I photograph vintage items to put up in the listings. A lot of times I'll go into Photoshop just to crop the item and fix any lighting issues I may have. In these cases, I don't like when I'm seen in the reflection, so I go in with the Photoshop AI remove tool, and I just highlight myself, and it should fill me in with whatever is in the background around me, just to make it look like I was never there. This is exactly what it's supposed to do, and you're watching it work. See, exactly, perfect. Took me out, put more trees, made it look like I was never there. This is how the tool's supposed to work. So tell me why when I did it the first time, it put this in my place.
That is very disturbing. AI
What
modeling
is
is
that
very
nightmare?
very unpredictable.
We have harnessed the power of the atom. Ladies and gentlemen, the Enron egg. The world's first micronuclear reactor for residential suburban use. This little device can power your entire home for up to 10 continuous years. I've been living with an egg for a few months now, and let me just tell you that my little ones, they freaking love it, especially when what we save on the energy bill, we can spend on Christmas presents. Do your kids hate camping as much as mine? Well, let's just say they're gonna like it now. Because for the first time in history, you can bring the comfort of your living room out into the world. Playing the newest game from your favorite console under the stars is just a whole other experience. But here at Enron, we care about the intersection of technology and nature, which is why I'm proud to announce that Enron has teamed up with FEMA to provide nuclear eggs to rapid response teams all around the globe. Because that's what it's all about, folks. Making the world a better place, one egg at a time.
Pretty certain that this is satire, but with the whole CES show going on, it's hard to tell, but I'm almost 100% certain that this is satire. Really cool theory, though. I really hope that we do get something like this in the future. You have years of portable power on the go. Sounds amazing to me. Are they afraid of the person coming up the steps? I mean, this could just be a hoax of some sort.
A Russian fisherman claims to have found a doorway or gate to the underworld or inner earth. He claims that if you press certain rocks, the doorway will open. Now, is this kind of like the phenomenon that was seen in the United States when several different witnesses across the US saw doorways, huge doorways in mountains that opened and closed, and they claimed were the home of giants? Or is this truly a doorway to inner earth? And also, take a look at those mountains around him. They oddly look triangular. Tell me what you think.
И здесь же находится вход в подземный мир. Сейчас я вам его покажу. Смотрите, вход в подземный мир. Вот он. Для активации, чтобы открылась эта дверь, нужно нажать на эти капли, понимаете? Вход в подземный мир.
So this shit actually terrifies me. This thing, okay, the thing is off. Okay, here we go. Your microphone is now turned off. Do you want? I turned this off one day. Okay, I press cancel, and it keeps popping up. And one night, I'm sitting on my couch and I hear whispering. Literally whispering in the kitchen. And I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? It's this. I come in here and I see the thing talking, it's whispering. I said, absolutely not, turn the fuck off. Anybody else have this problem with this thing?
I do not see the need to have my refrigerator connected to the internet, let alone it needing to know what I'm saying. That's a little bit too much for me.
What is in here? Pretty far. It just kind of keeps going. It gets a little narrow. Dude, it goes all the way. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That keeps going.
That actually got me. That actually got me. I'm gonna leave that in this video because this is something that I have to deal with as a reactor sometimes, so I wasn't expecting that at all. Dang. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. As always, if you enjoyed any of the clips that we watched, links are in the description down below. And with that being said, have a good day.